Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says visit to the Maldives and Sri Lanka will further strengthen ties with key maritime neighbours. Asserts India attaches great importance to neighbourhood first policy. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar meets top leadership of Bhutan, holds discussion on development partnership and hydropower. RBI issues new guidelines for resolution of bad loans, offers a 30-day gap for stress recognition in place of one-day default. Country should move away from subsidies to easy availability of cheaper credit to exporters, says Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. In sports, Ashley Barty sets up clash with Marketa Vondrousova in women's singles final of French Open tennis. Rafael Nadal seals berth in men's finals. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka in Bristol called off due to rain. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said his visit to the Maldives and Sri Lanka indicates the great importance India attaches to the policy of neighbourhood first and will further cement ties with key maritime neighbours. The Prime Minister will be embarking on a 2-day official visit to the neighbouring countries from tomorrow. This would be Mr. Modi's first foreign visit after his re-election as the Prime Minister. In his departure message ahead of the visit, Prime Minister Modi thanked President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih for inviting him to the Republic of Maldives. He said India views the Maldives as a valued partner with whom the country shares deep bonds of history and culture. On Sri Lanka, Mr. Modi said the people of India stand firmly with the people of the island nation who suffered great agony and destruction in the wake of the horrific terror attacks on Easter. He said India fully supports Sri Lanka in the fight against terror. On the first leg of the two-nation tour, the Prime Minister will reach Maldives capital Male tomorrow, where he will jointly inaugurate 2 key projects with President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih. Talking to AIR News, Indian Ambassador in Male, Sanjay Sudhir said the projects were developed with grants by India under the Joint Defence Pact of 2016. These are the Coastal Surveillance Radar System and the Composite Training Centre for the Maldives National Defence Force.
The first one is the Composite Training Center, which has been constructed through an Indian grant. The other one is the Coastal Surveillance Radar System, under which 10 radars have been installed or are in the process of being installed across island nation. This will help in regular surveillance of Maldivian waters and make Maldives more secure.
In a rare honour being extended to any foreign dignitary by the Maldives, Prime Minister Modi will address the parliament called the People's Majlis. Mr. Sudhir said the Prime Minister will also be conferred with the highest award of the island nation, Nishan-Izzuddin, given to any foreign national. The ambassador further said delegation-level talks will be held on a wide range of subjects and many agreements and MOUs are likely to be signed during the visit. The full interview of the Indian ambassador to the Maldives can be heard on FM Gold and Rajdhani channels of AIR at 9:15 tonight. Our correspondent has more on the Prime Minister's visit.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's choice of Male and Colombo as his first ports of call after his re-election symbolizes that India gives utmost importance to the neighbourhood in her foreign policy. Discussions on boosting inter-island connectivity within the Maldives, people-to-people contacts and economic relations, besides security cooperation, are going on with the island nation. Talks on some of the subjects are expected to be fructified into agreements and MOUs. Furthermore, Prime Minister Modi's Colombo visit on Sunday effectively conveys India's solidarity with the people of Sri Lanka in the wake of the terror attacks last April. Jai Singh, AIR News, New Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will offer prayers at the famous Guruvayur temple in Thrissur district of Kerala tomorrow morning. Our correspondent reports Mr. Modi will reach Kochi tonight.
Prime Minister will arrive in Kochi in Kerala tonight. Tomorrow morning, he will offer prayers at the famous Guruvayur temple in Thrissur. After the darshan, the Prime Minister will address BJP workers in Guruvayur. This will be the first public meeting of Mr. Modi after assuming charge as Prime Minister for the second term. After the meeting, he will return to Kochi in the afternoon. Mayusha, AR News, Thiruvananthapuram.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met top leadership of Bhutan today. During the meeting with Bhutanese Prime Minister Lote Tshering, Dr. Jaishankar had a cordial conversation on important elements of the bilateral partnership. In a tweet, External Affairs Minister said he also conveyed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's greetings during his meeting with Mr. Tshering. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said the minister had a constructive conversation with a close partner. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar met his Bhutanese counterpart Tandi Dorji. In a tweet, Mr. Kumar said the two leaders discussed issues of mutual interest with emphasis on development partnership and cooperation in the hydropower sector, giving a new thrust to the time-tested friendship. Dr. Jaishankar reached Bhutan this morning on a two-day visit. This is his first overseas trip after assuming charge of the Ministry of External Affairs. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today reviewed operational matters and procurement issues of the armed forces at a meeting in New Delhi. An official release said Mr. Singh discussed important revenue procurement cases regarding maintenance of platforms and assets with the armed forces. The minister was also briefed by the officers regarding ongoing infrastructure projects and plans for future upgradation. He also reviewed issues related to the Indian Coast Guard. Mr. Singh instructed senior officers of his ministry to hold separate meetings in respect of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force to discuss operational preparedness of the armed forces. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has said timely and efficient availability of export credit is a key driver that boosts growth of export. Mr. Goyal said this at a meeting in New Delhi today on issues related to export credit with representatives of exporters' organizations. The minister said the time has come when the country should move away from subsidies to easy availability of cheaper credit to exporters. He said share of export credit has come down in the last few years. The minister said this is a cause for concern, especially for the micro, small and medium enterprises sector that suffers due to demand of collateral from lending institutions. He hoped that the result of this meeting will lead to export credit tripling in the next 5 years and allow India to be on par with the rest of the world where credit is cheaper and interest rates are lower. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has issued a new framework for resolution of bad loans, replacing the previous norms quashed by the Supreme Court in April. The RBI has offered a 30-day gap for stress recognition instead of the one-day default earlier. The new norms replace all the earlier resolution plans. More from our correspondent.
In a notification issued from Mumbai today, RBI has said that lenders will have complete discretion with regard to the design and implementation of resolution plan, subject to the specified timeline and independent credit evaluation. The bank has said that lenders may recognize incipient stress in loan accounts immediately on default by classifying such assets as special mention accounts. If multiple lenders are involved, then all the lenders must enter into an inter-credit agreement during the review period to provide for ground rules for finalization and implementation of the resolution plan. The new norms state that lenders are free to initiate legal proceedings for insolvency or recovery. These directions have come into force with immediate effect. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
Kerala Health Minister K.K. Shailaja met Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan in New Delhi today. They discussed the status and preparedness of the state for containment and management of Nipah virus disease. An official release said Dr. Harshvardhan assured Kerala Health Minister of all support from the central government. The ministry is reviewing the status of Nipah virus regularly. The ministry said the condition of one positive case is stable and there have been no new cases. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar today said that environmental issues pertaining to various states will be resolved after due consultation with them. Speaking in Mumbai, the minister said development works were undertaken by duly protecting the environment. Mr. Javadekar also held discussion with Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis on environment and other related issues. Cabinet Secretary Pradeep Kumar Sinha has been given 3 months further extension. The Appointments Committee of the Cabinet, headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has approved the extension beyond the 12th of this month until further orders. In May 2015, Mr. Sinha was appointed as Cabinet Secretary for a fixed 2-year term. This is the third time that Mr. Sinha's tenure has been extended. Former Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar today appeared before the CBI at CGO complex in Kolkata in connection with the multi-crore Sharada scam. The investigative agency questioned Kumar, who is presently the Additional Director General of Police in the CID, for about 4 hours. The central agency had served notice to Rajiv Kumar yesterday. The Uttar Pradesh police has set up a special investigation team to look into the murder case of a girl child in Aligarh. SSP Aligarh Akash Kulhari said that 6-member team headed by the SP has started investigation in the matter. Besides, the forensic science laboratory team has also been put on the job to find out the possibility of rape incident with the deceased, if any. 5 police personnel have already been suspended for negligence in their duty. 2 accused have been arrested in this case. British Prime Minister Theresa May has officially stepped down as the leader of the Conservative Party, but will remain as Prime Minister until her successor is chosen. She had announced her resignation on the 24th of last month. May has stepped down amid mounting pressure over her repeatedly defeated Brexit deal. At the stock markets, key indices ended with modest gains today. A report.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange gained 86 points or 0.2% to close at 39,616. The Nifty rose 27 points to 11,871. At the Forex market, the rupee depreciated 18 paise to 69.46 against the US dollar. Gold dropped 70 rupees to 33,420 rupees per 10 grams at Delhi's bullion market. And Brent crude futures gained 22 cents to trade at $61.89 a barrel. With Kamil Saxena, Paul Thornton, AIR News.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal is leading the Indian delegation for the 2-day G20 ministerial meeting on trade and digital economy beginning tomorrow in Tsukuba city of Japan. Mr. Goyal will be leaving for Japan tonight. A Ministry of Commerce and Industry release said the minister will discuss developments in the global trade situation, WTO matters and digital trade. Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju has requested the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, to take up the matter related to the gloves of cricketer Mahendra Singh Dhoni with the ICC. In a tweet, Mr. Rijiju said the government does not interfere in the affairs of the sports bodies, as they are autonomous and independent. However, when the issue is related to the sentiments of the people of the country, the interest of the nation has to be kept in mind. In French Open tennis, Australian Ashley Barty has set up a clash with Marketa Vondrousova of Czech Republic in women's singles finals tomorrow. Unseeded Vondrousova defeated 26th seed Johanna Konta in the semi-finals. In another semi-finals, Barty defeated Amanda Anisimova. In men's singles, Rafael Nadal has entered the final of the French Open. He is one step away from his 12th French Open title. In the semi-final this evening, the Spaniard defeated Roger Federer of Switzerland. The other semi-final match between Novak Djokovic and Dominic Thiem is underway. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, Pakistan and Sri Lanka were forced to split the 2 points after their match was called off due to heavy rain in Bristol today. After a couple of inspections, umpires Nigel Long and Ian Gould decided to call off the game. Both Pakistan and Sri Lanka have won 1 and lost 1 match each. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka will further strengthen ties with key maritime neighbours, asserts India attaches great importance to neighbourhood first policy. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar meets top leadership of Bhutan, holds discussion on development partnership and hydropower. RBI issues new guidelines for resolution of bad loans, offers a 30-day gap for stress recognition in place of 1-day default. Country should move away from subsidies to easy availability of cheaper credit to exporters, says Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. In sports, Ashley Barty sets up clash with Marketa Vondrousova in women's singles final of French Open tennis. Rafael Nadal seals berth in men's final. And an ICC Cricket World Cup match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka in Bristol. called off due to rain. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.